Hello everyone, happy Heart Day. I'm Helene. Welcome to Cabin Fever Crochet. Thought you might enjoy being upstairs, up in the trees, closer to the mountains here in my one-room loft upstairs where a lot of the magic happens, because this is Cabin Fever Crochet and Beyond. So today I want to show you some of my recent makes, kind of revision on something that I made a little while ago and showed you, and then a yarn review if you watched a recent video of my little road trip to a couple of yarn stores, JoAnn and Michael's in Idaho, where I got the K+C Plume Yarn. I made up a project, and that is a preview of an upcoming tutorial. I want to give you a little review on that too. So before we get started, I have a few offerings on this special day, which I hope is filled with love, warm hearts, and special surprises for you. And I have some Andy's Mints, some of my favorite little offerings. Here you go. Help yourself. And would you like a sparkling water? I have berry flavored today. And if you like a cup of tea, I made one for myself. This is Raspberry Strawberry Pomegranate by Twinnings. It's really good. All right, so I will do the review real quick and then show you the different makes that I have, and then something else that I made from that little mini yarn haul. And it's a knit project, and I told you I dropped the stitch, and I was really trying hard not to show it, only because I want to show you in the finished piece so you can get the full experience. And mostly because I was afraid if I fiddled with it too much, I'd drop even more stitches. So anyway, the first things first, okay, this K+C yarn, and initially I thought it was a chain net construction. I'm not entirely sure. It could be like a combo that and an I-cord. But anyway, it is a tubular construction, and perhaps the type of construction, it's more expensive to make, to do. I don't know, but this yarn is rather pricey from JoAnn, and it is their in-house brand. I looked into that more. They have about 4 or 5 different ones. They have one that is a sleek anti-pill, the number 4, I believe, acrylic, and some nice colors, and the rest are chunky, bulky, super bulky. This is a number 5. It's called a bulky. I'm calling it more of a light, bulky, chunky type weight. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, and you get 170 yards. So actually, that is more of the lighter end, kind of lighter, chunky, in my opinion. But sometimes it depends how dense or how much they loft up and how thick it becomes as you're working up it. As you are working it up is how I often gauge the type of thickness that it is. And it recommended a 6.5 millimeter hook, which is a K. I believe I used a J, a 6 millimeter on this one. I just want a little bit closer construction. So I was determined one ball to make this project, and it worked up with just a little bit left. I'll show you that in a sec. This yarn online on JoAnn.com and regular price is $14.99 for one ball. That's right. And it does, as I had mentioned, feel more like a higher end type of acrylic yarn. I'm very pleased with it. I can't say how well it wears because I haven't yet, and I'm hoping that it will. One thing I notice off the bat is lint. If you have pets, it is a pet hair magnet. And most yarn is, to a degree. If you work it up without getting the yarn out, it's going to become part of your stitch permanently. But this just attracts it, whether it's migrating dust or lint or a few pet hairs in the air, it's on there. Even keeping it away from stuff, somehow it migrates to it. So that's one thing. And then it works up really nicely. It's super soft, super squishy, and it's kind of it's more fluffy, not fluffy in a fuzzy way, but fluffy in a very lightweight. It works up real light and airy. And $14.99 still, in my opinion, is way too steep. I would not pay that regular price. Maybe it was a super special project. And even though I'm not so much of a purple person, I think these are beautiful colorations, the kind of a gradient ombre type tonal. And I purchased mine $5.99 plus tax on sale. And I think that was a fair price for it. I maybe would pay $8 for a special thing, but you know, I've had other chainette yarns like a Cascade made in Peru that's alpaca acrylic, might have wool blend, but at least those two, and it is exceptionally nice yarn and a super bulky for a few dollars more. It's 74 acrylic, 13 polyamide, and 13% wool, and so that does look, but fuzz looks a little bit like the wool content. So working it up, here's the project. I don't want to show you the whole thing because it's kind of a sneak peek, but look for it. It's called the Chill Out Cinch Tie Cowl. 1 stitch, 3 ways that you can wear it. One thing I noticed when I was sewing in my ends, and probably because of the type of the chainette or I-cord construction, I've run into this before, and also because it is not densely spun, the yarn needle easily split and caught the stitches and got hung up. So that's the only thing that I had to be careful for. Other than that, trying different types of stitches, worked up beautifully, glided on the hook, came out really easily when I needed to take that apart. Maybe just little couple things, areas here and there, tried to catch on itself, but nothing dramatically so. All right, so that is my take on this yarn. And then the other yarn I purchased at the JoAnn in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. These two, I did buy these two homespun. This is in the beautiful Montana sky. And this one is Delft Blue, D-E-L-F-T. Has just tonal color striations all running through it, mixed with the white. Fell in love with both of them. And so I made a knit, right in my tea. How about that? This is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. Hey Jay, if you're watching, I made it. I finished it. Her double hug Valentine knit cowl. And I did this mostly for practicing. Practice. I worked it in the round, so it was one row garter alternating with 1 row stockinette, back and forth. And then I did half, about 5 inches in the Delft, and then I switched colors and did 5 inches in the Montana. You can wear it a few different ways. It was great practice. I found it really relaxing when I just wanted to keep my hands busy and not think too hard, and I really enjoyed the process and watching this develop. So if you need the extra warmth, you can just fold this in half. You can wear it, daytime life, I don't know. There we go. So you can wear it with the blue, fold it in half with the blue side down. Isn't that lovely? You can squish it as much as you need to, so you can do the darker side down if you do kind of coordinating tonal colors, one with more depth and one lighter, and then to me it just really pops. And then you can do the other side as well with the darker side up, or you can just have it unfolded. Just wear it like that, and then it It kind of lays however it lays, and then you get the extra thickness too if you need that. It's a little chilly going outside. I think that's kind of a cool look also. So I am so pleased. I love it. She tells you 3 different sizes. I kind of went between the medium and large. A large was cast on 90. I think I did about 84, and I did just enough to where I can make another one. I have enough. I used about half on each. So the other 2 things, so it's 2 knit, 2 crochet. This is a scarf that I made probably 5 years ago. And one of those I put in a bag and didn't really finish it. I kind of did and more it. I wasn't real pleased, and I made a rather novice mistake where I did, this is it the Lark's Foot? I believe it is. It's the Crochet Crowd Lark's Foot. I'll look for it. I'll put the link below, okay? And it's a wonderful stitch. Check out the texture. And isn't this yarn, isn't it gorgeous? This is the James C. Brett Marble Chunky. And then I just, for the border, did single crochets, several rows of that. And when I made my corners, and I did 1 trim of single crochet all the way around in that same yarn, I cut the corners too short and with not enough stitches to make that corner, and as a result the corners were curling. Really bugged me. So what I did is I went through my stash. I remembered I had a solid color, just a little bit of this left. I thought the color worked really well. So I did an extended single crochet all the way around, and then I added the extra stitches, and that flattened it out quite nicely. I did a show and tell, one before last, I believe it was. And this is another one of Jay's knit stitches, and I will leave the link for this stitch below. And I did this again to practice, and it was easy, and it looks like he did so much more. It looks much more complicated. And initially I was going to start out making an entire scarf in just that pattern, and then I got kind of bored doing the same one over and over. So I decided, well, what if it was easy enough to just carry on and stockinette for several stitches, for several rows, and then probably, I think I did 10 in between. It was easy enough to just pick back up and go right into pattern, but it was curling so bad, and I even kind of lightly steam blocked it. I thought, well, what if, and I had mentioned, I might just try crocheting all the way around and see if that helps. And sure enough, ta-da, it did. So that's my point to all of this. And I did the same type thing. I did an extended single crochet all around, and it worked. And it made it a little bit wider, which I wanted it to be anyway. So I'm real pleased. And I did sew my ends together and turn this into a cowl for the spring. When it starts getting warm, transition not from winter to spring, but spring going into a little bit warmer months. Sometimes there's still a little bit of chill in the air. All right, well, that's it. That's it for today. I just wanted to wish you happy hearts, happy Valentines, from mine to yours, happy yarning. And I will see you again soon. So be sure and look for that tutorial. And remember, please subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell to be reminded for future uploads. And please give me a thumbs up. All right, so until next time, I will see you soon. Cheers.